Hey guys, I thought I shall pop on here and say hi. Keep saying I'm going to get these videos started, and if we just don't start, it's never going to happen. This today will just be something small, a little bit to, start introing exactly who I am, what my background is, I suppose where I'm going to take this business, in the sense of what the page is and my future goals with it. As some of you might have seen a couple of weeks ago, I posted about Facebook is looking at, thankfully, launching subscription services. So those that use things like Patreon and Medium and things like that, along those same lines. So for me, that's going to be a game changer. I've been looking into. I knew Facebook would grow. I had a feeling that this page would take off. It's definitely a lot quicker than I had anticipated. So I haven't been quite ready, but also, everything's in development. Everything I'm taking day by day as I change. I am only 2 years into my own recovery. I am dealing with a chronic toxic thyroid infection that I've had diagnosed for over 12 months now, but, they feel that I've had that for quite a while. And I've just got, unfortunately, ongoing issues due to drinking myself to death many times over. So not only do I have a lot of intensive one-on-one mental therapy to ensure that my sobriety stays on track, and especially as someone who is now studying and working in the field of therapists, I need to make sure that I'm really healthy in that regard. But I also have, a lot of physical ailments that, my heart and things like that, that take medical attention and stress on me at the moment. I'm probably managing this page now about 6 hours a day, which is a little bit too much based on the workload I still have to earn an income to keep me studying and keeping my, son fed and the roof over our heads. That too is also an issue for me right now. So I also have to be careful about what I discuss because there's just still sensitivities within my own family around my recovery. I'm not going to hide the fact that my parents are not active in my recovery. And by active, I mean they really don't participate in any type of therapy or any type of anything with my recovery. They, of course, love seeing that I'm in recovery. However, they dislike the therapy. They don't feel that they're needing to participate in any of that. They don't celebrate my sober birthdays or anniversaries. Everyone calls them different things. I don't care. It's just the day I really got sober, and be nice if I get a high five on that day. That's hard. That said, we've all got our own stuff to bear through, and they're my parents, so I love them. I have 3 of them. I have a biological father and a biological mum and a stepdad, and I love them all equally, no different in any way, shape or form. I'm hurt and I'm upset over things in the past, but I understand that they've got their own demons and their own things that they need to work through. They can only come to the table when they're ready. But that said, it has been what has also caused me to delay sharing more of my own stories. But I think we're at a point now where the page is almost at 5,000. And yeah, we need to keep moving along so I can keep having my voice heard too. So that leads me into the next thing, is that with my recovery, how this page got started is obviously, I wanted to do coaching and I wanted to do addiction recovery, and Facebook's a great way to advertise and to share your, what you're doing and who you are. I was business managing, and transferring over into becoming a business coach was pretty easy because it's really what I was doing anyway. And I'm just a natural sort of wanting to sort of get in there and talk and explain and help people through things. So with that, transferring it over into the mental health coach has been, as you can see, the progression. So 2464, business management coaching, and then business management, and then 2464 management coaching, and then now it's into 2464 mental health coach. Coming around to the name of 2464 mental health coach, which initially I was sort of going down the lines of addiction recovery and things like that, but the reason why I wanted to bring that and break the cycle and things like that, but the reason why I ended up going the mental health coach was it's mental health. It's all in this regard. When it comes to addiction, we've got a chicken and egg theory with addiction being a disease or an illness. At the end of the day, addiction is a malfunctioning part in our mental health. We are still really far behind the 8 ball in helping people, in being supportive, and with things like pharmaceuticals being involved and messing around with brain chemicals before we had enough chance to study the situation hasn't helped. So for me, really starting to break the stigma, full stop. And by that, ensuring that I came under a name that you guys could really, everyone could feel in the community too. Like bipolar, an addict, a meth addict, a crack addict, an alcoholic, a narcotic, all of these different sub-names and these different groups and these different things, which for each individual that's fine, but for me I definitely wanted to bring it all into one place, because for me with coaching, just like with business coaching, I could sort of go into quite a varied ranges of businesses and see what I could do to help, and that's ended up being the same. Sorry, my hair's annoying me. The same for, the sober coaching. It's once I could get into, start helping and talking to people, we all still come around to the conversation leads from addiction, and sobriety. And the main thing of that is mental health. So I feel with the page, it's definitely coming along really well. The subscription service is definitely going to be something that's going to give me more freedom to develop whatever is, on offer with you guys, with what you guys are wanting. That said, and where I was going to with the name as well, I really do want people to know that while I post so much for all of you and I care about what you think and I care about what you say, and I'm really for the people and for the community, this started out for me and I need to make sure it stays for me. A lot of things that I post are from my heart, or they've touched me in some way, or they will mean something to me in some way about something from the past, present, something for the future, or there'll be things that I'm actually working on with clients or other people. There's always a method to my madness, is what I want to say. I'm not one to haphazard the content that you've got coming through into your news feeds. So with the subscription service, me being able to dedicate more time, because right now in a 24-hour day, I just worked out last night what it is that I'm doing right now, and that is in a 24-hour day, I'm doing 12 hours of work, which is being a mum, business managing, because that's what's paying the big bills, and this page isn't paying bills right now. Chores and life, appointments and things like that. That's 12 hours of my day. Then this page is actually grown to where it was about an hour's work a day, and it was between study, so in my 12 hours a day there's study there too. This page is now sitting at about 6 hours worth of management work that I'm not being paid for in any way, shape or form, which leaves me 4 to 6 hours left of my day, because it's 6 to 8 hours actually this page is doing. I'm only left with 4 to 6 hours in a day to look after myself and to get sleep. So this leads me into the situation at the moment where I do have some further decisions to make. Based on how quickly Facebook is going to get this subscription service up and running, I might start something sooner on another page, and then, we'll bring it across to Facebook. I'm not sure. That again is more time that I need to go in and invest in working out is it worthwhile? And as a business coach, I can't help but do that. That's a part of my brain I'm incredibly grateful for. It might annoy all of you guys because I know that you're keen for more content in the sense of videos and things like that, but please know that, like I said, I'm just running at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and I'm just one human. I really want to be there for you all. There has been some really intense crisis calls of late, which have really hit me hard as well. Definitely there for all of those that I've attended to. My thoughts are with you, and each and every one of you is so incredibly special. I do need more help. I need financial support. I need to, really continue to work hard at finding ways that I can spend more time on here with you guys, but be financially viable, but also be up to date. So make sure that my studies are on top of. So that all said, you've heard all my rants and my dramas. With my sobriety, and like I said, with this page, I do try to ensure that I always am going to have a passion. The minute that this stops being a passion, it's going, when you guys will feel it, because it won't come through on the work. It's a passion of mine to be someone that I needed. That's pretty much it. I am dedicating my entire being to being someone that I needed as a little girl, to be someone that I needed as a young mum, not coping, to be someone who I needed when I was at the height of my addiction and I was lying in a bed with a litre bottle of vodka under the pillow, and my son in the next room wondering how he's going to look after his mum. I needed to be able to pick up the phone and call a service or somebody who could get me right from A through to B, because the external family were unable to mentally be emotionally supportive, let alone physically supportive. It's a very real thing that I could have died in this house that I'm filming this video right now, which is probably why I'm looking away, because this is a really sensitive thing for me. And I really hope that people can understand the gravity of my addiction. In the weeks leading up to the 30th or 31st of July 2017, about 10 days leading up to it, I was in a really, really intense bender. I'm not sure I can remember a great deal of it, because I'm not sure how much I even consumed. Pretty sure it was at least a litre of vodka a day, and then the pills were whatever I could consume to function, which wasn't really, I wasn't functioning. the very real thing is that my son could have woken up and me not be there. My son could have woken up and my body would be lying in the bed instead. And then the whole trauma of things for him would have... He was the only person in the house at the time. When I share that gravity within myself and then when I say it out loud, that's when I know that I'm still so young in my sobriety, because it still hurts like fuck that I put my little boy in that position. Not to leave out my daughter. For her, she was over in Adelaide, you know, in uni, doing the course that I am so incredibly proud of her for doing, not because it's animal science, but because it's exactly what she wanted to do. She's out there living her dream and trying to make the mama proud, because sometimes that's what children of addicts do. They either become addicts or they become overachievers. And her dad is diagnosed stage 4 cancer. So for her, she had her dad not doing so great and his mum chugging a bottle of vodka a day. So for me, it's definitely been, or it still is, a really, really hard process every time I have to tell that story, every time I have to go down that really dark road, because it still is so fresh and I'm still in a lot of, you know, toxic situations within family members because things just haven't been discussed, things haven't been dealt with. But that's all part of the journey too, and that's all part of things like we do at recovery and we do in rehabs and we do in AA and NA, and is that we share our stories and we share about where we're at and we share who we are for today. And for today, I'm Deb, who is trying to be a really good mum, who's trying to ensure that her sobriety is number one priority, that my self-love and self-care is the highest priority above everything else, because it's like putting your mask on your face in the airplane, and ensuring that I'm going down the path that my passions are flamed and filled so I can be the best person I can be. If we can get some money streaming, like I said, through the subscription service, that's just going to be able to free up so much for me to be able to do. It means that I'll be able to focus more on study as well, and yeah, just continue to do this page for you guys. So as soon as I know more, I will post more and we will share more with you. I do have my IT son working with me on the IT side of things and the backgrounds of things. So also please appreciate that I've actually got to study, you know, not just the whole counselling and my astrology and all of the things that I use for my coaching. I also have to, you know, ensure that I stay up to date with all of this IT stuff. And hey, I'm just an old lass from, I was going to say lad, you know, from Adelaide that, man, mobile phones, what the fudge are they? So most of the stuff I do, it's self-taught, you know, and that's been my business career too, is self-taught. I've self-taught so much stuff, and I've worked under, thankfully, some really, really smart people as well. So that's given me a huge amount that I can sort of I always feel like I can go out and study something and I'll be able to learn it. Hence approach towards addiction recovery is that I just eventually worked out that I could fucking do it. The same thing with this IT thing, all right? I'm going to be able to fucking do it. Just still, I suppose there's a certain amount of content and there's quality that I want to give to you guys. I don't want to put haphazard stuff out there. That said, it's all new too, so there's probably going to be some really dumb-ass shit. But you guys seem to love my dumb-ass shit, so I think we'll be okay. Yeah. Thanks for continuing to support it. Please, 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 please be mindful, though, of the comments that you do make. Need to understand that when you share your stuff, you know, clearly it's getting seen, you know, and that's why we all want to be, you know, we want to speak out and be validated. I just want you to be sure that when you do comment, please be aware that when that's seen, that those people will read that comment and what impact will it have on their heart? What impact will it have on their perspective? If you feel that it's going to be a good one and it won't be hurtful and it's not coming from a negative, bad vibe place, well then feel free to post it. That said, the reminder from what I posted a couple of weeks ago with my video, if your comment is in any way, shape or form, I feel, going to be harmful to others' mental health or even to your own, like it's just not a good thing to say, I will delete it and I will message you personally if I feel that you need that attention. Guys, I do screenshot everything. I do take a running history. I do have, you know, each time a message is sent to me, that's documentation that you're contacting me. So that is the benefit of things like social media, is that you can have someone who can fake a personality and fake a profile by all means. So eventually somewhere along the line, you're still kind of traceable. So it's really in your best interest to just realise that being transparent on social media is far safer than trying to hide, and not realising that anything that you say mean or trolling and things like that will be documented and dealt with properly is a fault for those people that aren't realising it. I will deal with you. I am not one of those people who will just pat you on the head and tell you to go away. I'll deal with you. Okay? It's not okay to bully. It's not okay to scare people. And it's not okay to just write crap things that are going to make people feel like shit. My little rant for today. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And yeah, I'll do my best to keep these a little bit more regular.